high school. I'm a rising junior, and my starter project was the mini POV, and my main project is Alexa Home Automation. And oops, I just triggered it there. And yeah, I chose this project because I am relatively familiar with hardware before, so I wanted to challenge myself with a more software-based project with JavaScript because I really suck at JavaScript. So yeah, and yeah, I guess we get into demoing because there's quite a lot to demo here. The first thing I can do with Alexa is turn on appliances such as lights and whatnot. Alexa, trigger relay 1.
I've added sugar to your shopping list.
Okay, it's a little bit big. Trigger relay 1.
Sending that to IFT.
And that goes through a voice service through IFTT. And then the second thing you can do with Alexa is that. No, what the hell? Okay. I have a moisture sensor here.
Pending notifications from Skynet.
It's what happens when you have IFTT and it bottles up all the time. So I have a moisture sensor here, and it's connected to a particle photon, and it measures the resistance in between these two poles. So I can ask Alexa to return the value. Ask particle.
Skynet active.
That's good. Return moisture.
Soil sensor moisture has a moisture of 4,095.
And that's just the resistance level between those two. And the main modification really is this. And I'm basically able to make post notifications from Alexa. So this is a little door I made. Here's a little door sensor. And once I open that, it will do several things. First of all, it should give me a notification to Alexa if it decides to work sometime. Oh, and there it is. I have a notification through email saying that something has happened, and Alexa will tell me.
You have pending notifications from Skynet. Check your email or phone for details.
Yeah. And it should also send you a text message, and there is an in-app IF notification saying that the front door is open. So, yeah, that's. The main heartbeat of all this is 2 photons here. One's hooked up to a relay shield, and that is just basically able to control electronics like these. And fans, I guess, if you want to turn them all on, you can say like, trigger all relays.
Sending that to IFT.
And it'll just cycle all of them. So, yeah. And, and yeah. And the main modification here would be post notifications, which you saw. That is actually not natively supported by Alexa. I do not know why, but they really don't like it. And it's not. Yeah, so.
Sorry, thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, so yeah, the main problem here was the fact that it didn't support it, so I didn't really know how to go around this. So the way I did it was I took an Android device, which is the Nexus 7 I have here. I pre-downloaded a voice of Alexa saying that I had notifications, and then I played it through Bluetooth, and it would trigger every time I opened the door or break a line sensor here. And that would play a message through Bluetooth, and this is basically being used as a Bluetooth speaker at that point. And yeah, that's the main modification. The hardest challenge was probably figuring out Alexa's skills, because JavaScript doesn't have a debugger, and that's very hard to work around. So when you have an error, it just doesn't work, so you really can't figure out what's wrong. You have to read line by line to pretty much figure out what's wrong with the code. And another problem I had was a couple sensors here. They don't work very well with digital read. So what I did was I went ahead and used analog read, which is reading like pulse width modulation between sensors. And oh, I didn't explain the part about the cloud. So what happens is when I send notifications from here, it's actually going through Particle API. API stands for Application Programming Interface, I believe. And that basically is able to handle requests and basically defines what applications can do. And in this case, it's playing something through IFTT from my Android device. And coming out of this, I really like BlueStamp, and I came in here looking for a challenge, and I got that challenge. and I still hate JavaScript, so yeah, so I really gained confidence, and I think Bluestamp really inspired me, and I think the important thing is to keep your curiosity up, let's just say, and to keep exploring your realms, basically. And, yeah, that's about it. Any questions? Oh, so.
You said you were going through a lot of JavaScript line-by-line coding. Were there any strategies you used to try to find where the problem was if you think it didn't work?
I would pretty much, not really, just line by line. Well, I mean, sometimes it would throw an error, like after. I actually have an error right now, so I mean, I could ask particle,
Skynet active.
open my blinds. And I don't have the server here with me now, but it would return.
There was a problem
that.
with the requested skills
And
response.
the server would still run and everything, but this would happen, and I don't know why, and I still don't know why. So that could be wrong. But, yeah, but that was one of the modifications I did want to do, blinds, but nowhere to put it. So yeah, any other questions? So,
How do you keep it from shorting?
what's from shorting?
Just all the wiring.
Magic.
Following the end of Bluestamp, do you think you're gonna install this into your room?
Probably not as messy as this. My mother wouldn't let that happen. But yeah,
Where do your passions lie, hardware or software?
I really like hardware.